welcome to Tony with CGTN New Media, coming to you from Chongqing. Right now you look at the live stream. And this is the second International Drone Racing Grand Prix, or the IDRGP. Right now it's taking place in southwest China's Chongqing Municipality during this year's Smart China Expo, or the SCE. Right now you're looking at this is the IDRGP during the second SCE 2019. So SCE stands for Smart China Expo. Right now it's going on, and this is the second year to hold the Smart China Expo. And we talk about today, this is the second one. This is the second International Drone Racing Grand Prix, or the IDRGP. So talking about the IDRGP, this is a competition, and we talk about today, it's the second time to hold this competition. It has attracted contestants from 12 countries and regions, including China, Germany, Italy, the US, UK, and Austria. Well, bringing a super fun, the event also emphasized the contestants' ability. So we have a special guest with us. So he looks quite young, but I believe he's an expert. So we talk about the drone actually can fly very fast. I believe today we will show you more the cutting edge technology, and I hope you enjoy the fun. Right now you're looking at, once again, welcome to tuning in with CGTN New Media, coming to you from southwest China's Chongqing province. And right now going on is the IDRGP. So you will see the very cutting-edge technology used on drones. So today we have the contestants coming from 12 countries. And this is an indoor competition. So it all depends on the experts. We'll talk about the operators of the drones. So today we will show you the smart hand that operate smart technologies. So they have this platform to compete with each other to show the muscle of their drones. So we talk about today, a racing track is around 280 meters. So how to operate the drone? Of course, we need to have something on our hands. So we will have the different gestures like you can see on the screen, and that will be the gesture transmitted through signals to the drone. So the drone will operate based on the order. So we talk about LED. So why we have LED on drones? That to identify different teams. Actually, for the contestant, they cannot really tell where they are, or to talk about why they have the lights. So talk about why we have LED. First, for the audience, for all the viewers, it's very good for you to experience. So you can tell that the drone from different countries based on their different colors. And also for the contestants. So talk about you right now ranking second, and you will think about you think you have the capability to catch up or to surpass the second one or the third one. So once again, you are right now watching the 2019 IDRGP opens in the southwest China's Chongqing. And today we have the second International Drone Racing Grand Prix is right now taking at the same place. So we today attract contestants, 40 contestants from 12 countries and regions. Around the 3:30 p.m. Beijing time, we will have the top 16 competition, so which is 6 minutes from now. So we also have our special guest, Mr. Liu, talk about the rules for us to better understand this IDRGP and also for us to better experience the drone competition. So we talk about actually there are very strict standards and rules and regulations on the weight of the drone and the operation system. Then we talk about like these indoor venue. We talk about all the barriers along the racing track. Of course, it all add a lot of fun. But talk about what else we need to have, especially for the finals. So we need to run, let's say for the drones, they will run longer or further or anything to add up that excitement for the finals. So talk about the contestants actually at the first round, they only like for 3 laps, and for semi-final it's like 4 laps, and for the finals as 5 laps. So we talk about one additional lap actually add more pressure to our contestants. So talk about for the first 3 laps they may feel quite good, so far so good, but for the 4th round maybe someone will surpass you, so that bring additional pressure to the contestants, and of course it create a lot of excitement and better to view for our viewers and spectators. So very soon, around 4 minutes from now, we have the top 16 competitions. So talk about the top 16s. Let's look at who they are. So based on the list we have, besides are the top 1 and 2 from last year, we also have contestants from ROK, Singapore, Japan, China. For the Group A, I believe that's you must see. There's 1 ROK players, 2 from China, 1 from Japan. That Korean player, I can tell, has created the fastest record this time, around 25 seconds. At the fastest record created this time. Right now, you can heard. Right now is for the registration. Their names read out. So I believe the contestants will be ready in place to very soon start their game. The competition will start around 3:30 p.m. Beijing time. So once again, welcome tuning in with CGTN New Media. You are right now watching the 2019 IDRGP is going on right now in Chongqing province. And this is also one representative event at this year's Smart China Expo, or SCE. So talk about IDRGP, that's the second International Drone Racing Grand Prix. And this is the international competition. So this year we have attracted 40 contestants from 12 countries and regions. Very soon we will have the top 16 competition, and we have the preliminary contest this morning. And right now we have the best 16, or let's say 14, plus the top 1 and top 2 from last year. So they totally come up with that top 16. So very soon you will see from top 16 to top 8 to top 4, and we will witness the champions of this year's IDRGP. So just now, our special guest introduced about the rules, the regulations, and the standards of the drone. And we need to mention that for Group A, very soon you will see a ROK player just created the fastest record this year. Let's wait and see how fast he can make for this round. So very soon at 3:30 p.m. Beijing time, we will have the top 16 competition. So very soon you will see the top 16. They are right now doing the last minute preparation. So top 1 of each team will enter to the next round, which is top 8.
Okay.
各位网友，大家好，我是央视新闻的记者。我们现在通过央视新闻给大家带来
Dear viewers, good afternoon. I am the reporter of CCTV. Now, we are bringing the International Drone Racing Grand Prix. It is being held during the Smart China Expo (SCE). So this drone racing event is the highlight of this expo because it's indoor, and as has been said, the highest speed could be 60 kilometers per hour, so that's very fast for indoor racing of drones. And also, the longer the distance, the higher the likelihood of being bumped or hand over something. So we will see some mistakes usually for such high-speed racing of drones.
A 组的4名选手已经把他们的无人机已经放到了起飞台上。现在请刘老师给我们。
Team A has 4 contestants. They have already put their drones on the table for the takeoff. Could you introduce about the 4 contestants? Number 1, colored red, is a South Korean. It could be 25 seconds. Number 2, yellow, is from China. Number 3, in green color, is also from China. The first one is from Japan. It's colored in blue, and also it's number 4. Excellent. They're among the top 16.
现在我们3号位已经就来自中国的马国英选手刚刚已经炸机了。然后现在韩国的
Number 3 from China just had some performance, and also South Korean has completed.
然后第2名完赛成员是那个黄色的马腾。
The yellow one is ranking number 2 in this contest. So in Group A, they haven't all completed the range, right? One of them has restarted, but the number 1 is from South Korea, colored in red. That's ranking number 1. So that's the contestant which takes the least time in such contests before, right? Yes.
Hello, 大家好，现在你看到的是国际无人机竞速大赛，刚才就是进行的是16强赛的 A 组。
Now we are seeing the International Drone Racing Grand Prix. Group A are all from top 16. They have completed their round. Now we are going to turn to Group B. So our expert, Mr. Liu, will introduce to us about the team members. In Group B, which is about to begin, will also contain 4 contestants, all from China. Number 1 is from the national team, who is only 14 years old. He used to rank number 2. And in this group, number 2 is Lin Bokun and number 3 is Zhong Liguang. As to Mr. Zhong, in June this year in the contest in Shenzhen, he conquered the number 1 in national team China, Kong Haishen, and number 4 is Oh Guojun from Hong Kong. So there are 4 groups among the top 16. Actually, they are divided into 5 groups. There are 4 rounds first for the qualifying, and then we're going to select the last 2 for the last round. Among the top 16, we're going to select 6 finally for the top 8 contest. So we will find the number 1 from the first 4 rounds. And then among the next 12 contestants, we're going to select 4 of them, added by another 2, and the seed contestants, they will comprise the top 8. So in the last session, the top 2 contestants can directly be elected into the top 8. Yes. Last year, the top 2 racer could attend the top 8 contest, but they have to compete by themselves for the finals. So in the last round, we're going to see the top 2 contestants in last year's session. Yes.
现在4位选手已经分别把自己的参赛无人机放到了起飞台上，然后呢，选手将进入了他们的操作室，在
Now the 4 contestants have put their drones on the table. They are now operating in the control room, so the drones are about to take off.
像现在这种选手，他是对他那个设备进行信号核对吗？最后？
因为我们这次计时系统采为2种，第一种就是咱们信标。
Are the contestants commissioning the signals? There are two types of timing. You will see a triangular door. There is a timer. Every time the plane passes by, that timer will take in the time, and then our system will get the final result. So it's automatically timed. With the timing door, the time will be counted. Yes, for the fairness of this contest, we have two backup plans. One is supported by the judge. The other is the videotape. So now let's continue this contest.
Ready. 好，我们现在看到红色那个是来自14岁的国家队夏恒，他现在在第1位，但是刚刚发现一个失误。
The red one
现在领先
is Xia Hen, the 14-year-old from the Chinese national team, but some accident happened. Now the number 1 is green one, Zhong Lingguang. After the green one is the blue one, Guojun. And now we are seeing the yellow one catching up with the green drone. They are competing for the number 1 place. The green one crashes onto the ground, and the yellow one, Ning Guocun, is still flying. Xia Hen restarted, but he already lagged behind the number 1. So Ting Guoxun and Xia Hen follows Ling, and Zhong crashes the plane, so he was out of this event. So Zhong crashes the drone, so the number 1 will be taken by the yellow one from China. Since all of the 4 are from China, the blue one, Guojun, is from Hong Kong, China. Dear viewers, you are now watching the 2019 International Drone Racing Grand Prix among the Smart China Expo. Just now, we saw the Group B contest, so the next round will be the Group C. According to the organizing committee, our expert Liu Caixue told us that there will be 5 rounds for the top 16 competition. In the first 4 rounds, there will be the top 14 already elected in the morning, and then we are going to screen them into top 6 to attend the top 8 contest. The last 2 of the 8 will be from last year's session. The top 2 last year will directly enter the top 8 competition this year. For the top 16 rules, it's the same as this morning. There are 3 circles of the flight. For the top 8, it will be increased to 4 circles, and for the final, it's 5. Mr. Liu, since our contests are preparing for the next round, could you tell us about the major compensation of our top 16 contestants who have been phased out and who may have shown their strength of being the champion? We already saw 2 rounds. The South Korean one was already the winner for the next round. And among the Chinese one, there is 1 crash. We will have to wait and see to see if he can be among the top 8. In round B, Ling Guozhen fly to the finishing point, but Mr. Zhong crashes the plane, so he will get no result. In the next round, round C, there is going to be only one Chinese contestant. The others are one Japanese and two South Koreans. The South Koreans got a very good result previously, taking 25 seconds, ranking number 2 in the previous round. The only one Chinese in round C is colored in blue, who is from Shaoguan, Guangdong province, Mr. Yang Saigen. And Yang Saigen is a veteran in such racing. He could be said as my tutor. He taught me about this industry. I hope he could get a very good performance.
国际无人机竞速大赛 C 组的第3组，也就是 C 组的，正准备直接飞手在准备他们的。
So very soon you will see Group C. They will start their competition, and the contestants right now doing the last-minute preparation.
可能有些网友刚刚打开我们的直播，可能还不，我再给大家重复一下，简单重复一下我们之前介绍的。
If you're just tuning in with CGTN New Media, welcome. And you're watching the A2019 IDRGP, and this is the second International Drone Racing Grand Prix. And it's also one of the important events of this year's Smart China Expo. We talk about this is an indoor competition, and the racing track is around 280 meters. So we have the top 16 competitions right now is going on. So they will basically run for the 3 rounds, and for the top 8 they will run 4 rounds or the 4 laps, and for the finals we'll run for 5 laps. We'll see who used the shortest time, who of course will be the winner. So we talk about right now the best one just used 25 seconds. So this around 60 kilometers per hour. So that's just created by ROK player.
现在出了第1位的红色飞手是韩国选手，哇，他已经炸机了，他现在第1位的被超过了，然后现在最快的是绿色的飞机。
So the red one from ROK when he really ran fast but crashed one time. Right now you can see the green ones from Japan, and the ROK one restarted and catching up. And I hope you can hear the sound that's created by the drone from one ROK players because of that crash. So that the drone had a little bit technical problem, but even though he had that technical problem, still surpassed the drone of the Chinese players. So we can talk about the ROK contestants. They are very strong this year. So they had a crash, restarted the game again, and surpassed a Chinese player. So we talk about for this group, Group C, the top one from Japan is Yamada. He ranked number 1. He's from Japan.
To
all the viewers, welcome tuning in with CGTN coming to you from Chongqing, and this is the IDRGP. This is the International Drone Racing Grand Prix, and that's also a very important event of this year's Smart China Expo. Right now going on is the top 16 competition, and we have 4 groups. Right now you will very soon see Group D will show their muscles.
然后我们让刘老师给我们继续介绍一下这第一组有哪些，分别来自哪些国家的选手。
So with me is our today's special guests. Mr. Liu, he will talk about. For Group D, we have 3 Chinese players and 1 player from Spain. We have the national team player called Changlong, a backstring, and we talk about the rank number 4 in our national team. You always can find his name at top 3 places at any event. And another player is Li Xianghui. He's a very, very good rising star with very good performance. And Wu Wenjin from Guizhou province and from a qualifying competition, he got very good results. And 1 player from Spain, I can tell he's super strong, a backstring as well. Talk about a video clip. Actually, he won the most clicks among all the other video shooters. So the yellow lights, Li Xiaoshen is from China, and the blue one is Wen Jin from Guizhou province. So for Group D, we have 3 Chinese contestants and 1 contestant from Spain. So for Group D, now go.
好，现在优先冲过计时门的是1号位强龙选手，老将就是老将，飞得特别稳。他现在跟2号。
So Changlong, the first one, backstring is always the super good one. So you can see he's the first one right now leading the whole competition. I believe look at right now the momentum, he will finish the competition within 30 seconds. And he also maintain a very good advantages. Right now the top 1 player already finished a second loop. It's super fast. Unfortunately, I believe Changlong made some mistake. Li Xiaoxian with a yellow light finish the competition. We will see Changlong whether his result can be accounted or he just not entitled to enter the next round because he is drawn. Knock on the door. It's a crush on the doors. So we talk about if you go through the door, then we talk about his result can be counted. But we talk about if it's a hit against the timing door, but not go through the door, then his result cannot be counted. So we talk about actually that's consider the door, the timing door, as a finishing line. We will see, although maybe your knee on the ground, but we will see whether your body already passed that finishing line or not. So we will see whether Changlong's drawn because he has so fast speed. We will see whether he's drawn although crushed. But if the place of the crash is within the finishing line, or talk about actually that's surpassing the door, then we believe his result can be counted. So we will see a referee to give us the final judgment.
各位网友大家好，现在呢，这个国际无人机竞速大赛进入了最后一组，也就是一组的一个国际无人机竞速大赛。
To all the viewers, right now we are coming to Group E. That's the last group of top 16, and we only have 2 contestants because they are the top 1 and 2 from last year. So for them, this round for them just for timing, to account the timing, but for them they're already entitled to enter the top 8 competition. So we'll talk about Changlong's result. Right now, I believe the judges look the playback of Changlong's video. So very soon, Ke Zhengming and Zhou Jiyong, these 2 contestants, Group E, and they are the super well-known players. Zhou Jiyong from Hubei province is so good at indoor competition. Talk about last year. And he got the 2nd place. And Zhou Jiyong from Hong Kong SAR. He always compete with our top level players. And he also is very strong contestants around the world. And this time is a Group E, so we talk about, they will also look at their muscles because they practiced for last year, so they will see whether the top 1 and 2, they improved their skills or not. So for Group E, the right one is the 2nd place from last year. So for Group E, these 2 contestants already entitled for top 8 competition. So for this round, it's not a competition for them, and so it's just like a timing, a practice. So the yellow one, Zhou Jiyong, will fly first. So this is very good. Actually, they will not crash with each other. So we let one drone take up first. So these 2 will not crash with each other. So because like you look at the doors, actually we have a timer at the door. So who go first, who go second, it doesn't matter. I believe they not really show all they got, but for this round, they just test the water to give you some flavor. Very soon we will know the full name list for top 8 competition. To all the viewers, welcome tuning with CGTN New Media, coming to you from Chongqing, and right now you are looking at the 2nd International Drone Racing Grand Prix. We just finished the top 16 competition, so divided in 5 groups. So the first 4 groups, based on their result, we will have the 6 contestants coming to the next round. And for Group E, actually, they are the top 2 from last year's competition. They're already entitled to enter the top 8 competition. We are right now waiting for the name list for the top 8.
There will be some time, so we will take you to tour around. Our photographer will help you to know more about this venue. Maybe you have just clicking, so you haven't watched the previous part about the venue. This is the lounge for our contestants. They can commission their devices and drones in this room, or just take some rest. Then they will have to go to the waiting room for the competition right before it begins. Those South Koreans are talking with the judge about their results. Within this black net, that's the venue for this drone racing. It's 280 meters in length. For the top 16 contests, they will have to fly 3 circles, and then we will select the top 8. We haven't gotten the result of top 8 yet. Very soon, we're gonna get the list, so there will be the top 8 competition. It won't take long. Our judge will announce the results. So, at this time, we will invite our expert to introduce more about the drone technologies and some technical requirements of such racing contest. Behind us, those are all the contestants from 9 countries, from Japan, South Korea, Spain, China, and so on. For the top 8 nominees, they are mainly from Spain, China, South Korea, and Japan. As to the names of the top 8, our judges are still working it through. So now we are seeing that some other contestants are commissioning their drones or changing the devices. There will be another competition for the top 16. Mr. Liu, why is that? Because there are some accidents with the devices, so we add a makeup games. We saw a drone bumping into the door because of the high speed, so the result is valid. The speed was almost over 60 kilometers per hour, so when it crashes into the door, the result will be valid because it already enters into the door. So that's the last opportunity. Yes. The organizing committee will declare the names of the top 8. Qianglong already entered the next round, and Li Xiangxin will wait for the final result. Dear viewers, the top 16 competitions are already finished, so the jury is organizing the scores to finalize the names of the top 8 contestants. So taking this time, I would introduce more about the drones racing.
刘长海老师他给我们进行一个无人机的一个展示，这就是我们比赛用的机。我们讲一下这无人机的。
Mr. Liu Changhai is exhibiting the drones. He will tell us about the rules of the racing and some technical requirements. Now, this is one example. This is one drone with 4 rotors. There are 4 propellers. According to the requirement, the number of the propellers must be more than 3 and less than 6. As to the size, this one is 220 mm, but according to the requirement, it must ranges from 180 to 350. And the weight requirement is 200 grams minimum. So this one is 500 grams. After upgrading it, it will be 600 grams. For the top 8 and top 4 contests, there will have to be another camera to be installed, so the weight will be higher. Since it's going to fly very speedy for the professionals operating those drones. For example, Qianglong was flying the drone very high. When there is an obstacle, the drone will crash into it and be broken. So we must have some backup devices. Of course, the controlling requires such a remote control to control the trajectory of the flight and the direction. Can you stop a moment? We're going to listen to the announcement.